So he is turning 74 today, and I'm sure he and his donkey are going to sit down and have a nice birthday.
It's crazy how much he's into that thing. It's inside the house. It eats off the kitchen table.
Yep.
Steve, he posted last night a picture of him with his donkey and I think his dog. And his donkey's just hanging out next to the recliner.
He loves it.
He's just there having a good time.
Happy birthday to Arnold. Also, actress Delta Burke, designing women. She turns 65 today.
She was used to be like a real femme fatale. I think she was still married to Gerald McCreaney.
I don't know. I don't know that name. She was on a show called First and 10, I believe. It was called on HBO.
Yeah, she was a female football team owner, right?
Really, really pretty.
You also have Lisa Kudrow of Friends, and she is turning 58 years old today. I never did watch that Friends reunion.
I really enjoyed it. It was unfairly castigated, if I may use that word, and it was exactly what I wanted. You know, she's responsible for Conan O'Brien's success in late night. Conan O'Brien, when he was offered the hosting gig by Lorne Michaels for the late night show, she said, "You need to do this. You've got to do this."
Really?
They were dating at the time.
They were dating at the time.
Wow.
Did not know that. She turns 58 years old today. The great Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, so good.
Has a big birthday today. He is 60 years old. I remember the first thing I ever saw him in was A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors. He played Max, the orderly at the rehab center where they had all these kids that had the
he was Larry Fishburne at that time, right?
He was Larry Fishburne at the time. That is correct. But he went on to do so many great movies. And the one that really made me go, wow, I remember the first time was Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
That movie kind of messed with my head.
Furious Styles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a great name.
Man, he was great in it.
When he's in a movie, he'll up the game. He's got a number of good franchises under his belt. But he did a movie that I think it's a remake of the John Carpenter movie Assault on Precinct 13.
Okay.
And Ethan Hawke's in it. It's really, really good if you've never seen it.
He was also a regular on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
He was.
That's
Cowboy
right.
Curtis.
Cowboy Curtis, yeah.
And, of course, Morpheus and Matrix movies. And he's in the MCU because he was in the second Ant-Man movie.
Yes.
He's 60 today. Vivica A. Fox has a birthday today. She is 57 years old. Independence Day, the Kill Bill movies, that's right.
She's the stripper who saves the first lady.
You are right about that. Yeah.
I mean, so she's not only a stripper, but she is Will Smith's ex-wife
Girlfriend.
or girl? Is it girlfriend or ex-wife? Okay.
He proposes to her.
Yeah.
Remember he gets
Remember
the
I know
diamond
that.
ring. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I wasn't sure if they had broken up or.
No.
Like, why, dude? He is a fighter pilot. Why is she on the pole still? You know, if
That's her way of flying.
I don't know. The fighter pilots make a lot of money. Maybe she needs some cash.
Maybe she's holding up the family.
Or maybe she likes doing it. I'm not sure.
That's the most unbelievable part of the movie.
that was the first most unbelievable. No, that is
She's
not the most
57.
unbelievable
We're
part.
Hillary. I have a lot of these.
All right,
Okay,
all right,
so Hillary Swank has a birthday today. She is 47 years old. $1 Million Baby is a masterpiece, I think.
That's her biggest, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And Karate Kid 4 or whatever.
That too, yeah, I guess so. Paul Anka, the singer and songwriter. Wow, he's 80 years old today.
Wrote the Tonight Show theme.
You know what? That's right.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that. And Having My Baby.
Having my baby.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
You're a woman in love, and I love what it's doing to you.
Having my baby. That's Paul Anka.
That's Paul Anka.
Paul Anka. What a lovely way. Hey, what a lovely way.
You also have celebrating a birthday today, Mr. Tom Green, who's been on our program many, many times. Been at the Camp Out for Hunger. He's a nice guy.
He is.
And it's a big birthday for him, too. He's 50 years old. Actress Christine Taylor.
Oh, she's great.
Brady Bunch movies, Dodgeball, Wedding Singer. She turns 50 as well today.
If all she ever did was the Brady Bunch movies, that would have been enough. Marsha was spot on. I howl at that scene where she and Greg are up in the attic. Yeah. And she goes, "Yes, Greg."
Use the yes, Greg. Yes. And she and Ben Stiller are together. They were.
They broke up and they're back together. No, they're back together. Yeah, they're officially back together now.
Yeah. She's from the area, by the way. She's from the Lehigh Valley, and so my buddy Brian, his parents and her parents are friends. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
They went to see Independence Day together.
They did not. Well, They might have, Steve. I don't know.
All right, you also have Sid Croft of Sid and Marty Croft fame, celebrating his 92nd birthday today. The creator of H.R. Puffin Stuff,
Some
Land
of the
the Lost, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Yeah.
Some of those great bad shows that I grew up with, we all grew up with. He turns 92 today. Saxophone player David Sanborn.
I love David Sanborn.
Yeah,
I saw him in concert.
In the 1980s, he was kind of an musician for a while.
That was a big era for what they call fusion jazz. And people like him and Lee Ritenour and Tom Scott and all those guys, Spyro Gyra.
Yep. He's 76 today. Jamie Presley, the actress, is 44. She had a run on My Name is Earl, but she's been in a lot of great movies like I Love You, Man, and
Not Another Teen Movie.
Yep.
And she's also just completed a run on the show Mom.
All right, and then I've got 3 directors celebrating birthdays today. You have Peter Bogdanovich.
Yes.
Paper Moon, Last Picture Show, What's Up, Doc? He also appeared in The Sopranos. He's 82. Christopher Nolan, who directed Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception, and The Dark Knight Rises.
And Dunkirk, which was on last night.
51. And Richard Linklater, who brought us Boyhood, Dazed and Confused, School of Rock, and others. He is 61.
Some heavy hitters.
Yeah. Then you have Bud Selig, the baseball commissioner, is 87.
Former,
I'm sorry, yes. And then the last birthday is actor Simon Baker, who in The Devil Wears Prada, Steve, he's the hot journalist who Andy ends up with.
And he's got, you remember that movie? He's got some like a scar on his stomach. He had some sort of surgery where he has his shirt off. There's some sort of weird, and he's a good-looking guy, but you can't help but look at that scar.
He was also on The Mentalist, the TV show.
Yeah.
He's 52.
What are you,
today.
mental?
All right, let's see if we can get an answer to the stupid question. The 1992 classic by Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. There are 4 references to cars. I need you to name them all. 215-263 WMMR is the number, and I have Kyle on the line. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, man?
I like big butts.
And you cannot lie.
I cannot lie.
All right, Kyle, give me the 4 references to cars in Baby Got Back.
All right, let's go with the Benz,
All right,
the Turbo Vet,
of course.
my Mercedes,
That's right, ladies.
and that good old Honda.
You got it. Nice. All 4 of them. Well done, Kyle. Hang on. Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery on DVD. The must-have collection includes deleted scenes, behind-the-scenes featurettes, and cast interviews. You can own it now on Blu-ray, DVD, and limited edition Steelbook from CBS and Paramount Home Entertainment. And we have Marissa put together a montage of the car references.
Nice.
I didn't even ask for this. Here we go.
Ooh, rumpa smooth skin. You say you want to get in my Benz? And she's sweat, wet. Got it going like a turbo vet.
Mercedes. You want to roll my Mercedes? That's it.
turn around.
Stick it out. You white boys got the shot. Baby got back.
In college, people would literally like clear the dance floor and make room for me, and I would walk out, and this was like
You're like your Tony
They were
Manero?
like, wait. And if I was like, at the bar getting a drink or in the bathroom, it'd be like, somebody go get her. Like it was this.
Clear the
was
floor. Romano's doing a solo.
Steve, it was.
Really?
It was, oh my God.
Do you remember how you would dance?
Oh, all with my ass.
Yes. Did you was twerking a thing at the time?
No, but
Okay.
but it was that type of dance. It was all
God.
a butt dance.
I would
Paid
give
money.
large money to see that.
I mean, fortunately for me, there wasn't a cell phone video at the time, but there's definitely pictures of me.
I love that.
Yeah, with like the low-rise jeans on, my ass in the air, and like
God bless you.
partial thong hanging out.
Kathy's friends, alert all Kathy's friends, light up the phone tree right now and send us pictures.
I know
If there's any of that.
my friend Stacy, who was my roommate and one of my best friends still is. She was always kept photo albums, so she definitely has
Okay.
them. She's just got to pull them out.
To that song in particular, I
Yep.
think that's great.
That was it.
That's hilarious. Okay. Well, I do have some entertainment stories that we're going to run through. We'll start with this. Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, claiming that they cost her money by releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus at the same time it debuted in theaters. And according to the lawsuit, which was filed Thursday on Los Angeles Superior Court, Disney is in breach of contract because streaming the film siphoned to potential theatergoers, costing her potential compensation tied to the movie's theatrical revenue. A Disney spokesperson told Deadline there is no merit whatsoever to this filing. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. They dragged the pandemic into this statement. Disney,
they care. They're a global corporation. They care.
They continue saying Disney has fully complied with Ms. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she has received to date.
So the question is, how do they reconcile that when part of the when part of the movie's revenues comes from streaming? How do they work out that deal? Because in the I'm sure that there are outs for both her and Disney in the original contract.
Well,
you know?
maybe her rationale is that you have a family of 5.
Yes.
And you all watch it on Disney Plus, and you've paid $30 for it.
Right.
Had you gone to the movie theater, you would have paid more money than that.
Yep, right.
And then you multiply that by thousands of times, and then you're talking about a lot of money.
So what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot more actors doing this, especially if they find out that this is a model that works for them. Now, what happens when movie companies do this kind of release, and everyone's sort of looking at it, they're still scrambling to work out the numbers and the math because it's still basically new. But you're going to have to figure out what benefits the movie companies more. They may actually like the home release model better because it might get them more, because they have to split the revenue more ways when they bring it into a theater.
Yeah, so, that remains to be seen. And what that might mean, maybe, is higher pay for the actors, if they, you know what I mean? Because if they use the argument of, you put this in the theaters, we will get more money on the back end if we have a deal or something. I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of restructuring.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And she's not the first or last to have this issue.
Well, and so she is an actor and all the other actors.
And a producer. She produced the movie, too.
They're not going to get the money from subscribers, right? So they get money from the streamers. But when people go, oh, wait, well, I don't have Disney Plus, so now I'm going to sign on and subscribe to Disney Plus, she doesn't get that money. So, and that's what they're banking on.
They have to work somehow. There's no way that a high-powered Scarlett Johansson agent is not going to work some sort of deal and say, "Hey, dem's the brakes."
Yep.
No, they're going to work it out.
Kim Kardashian is at a roadblock in her efforts to trademark SKKN for her new beauty line. According to TMZ, lawyers for Beauty Concepts LLC sent a cease and desist letter to the Skims founders' legal team, claiming that they have provided salon and skincare services under the SKKN Plus brand owned by Sydney Lunsford since 2017.
Well, this is horrible.
In addition to the company claims it applied to register the SKKN Plus logo, which uses the same block letters, with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in March.
Son of a bitch.
So Kim's attorney, Michael G. Rhodes, told the outlet, "We certainly appreciate and support small businesses, and our hat is off to Miss Lunsford, but the question at hand is one of trademark law, and we've not done anything deserving of legal action."
You bastard!
He said, "We are disappointed that she has chosen to run to the media knowing that we were scheduling a call tomorrow requested by her attorney. So while disagreeing with the letter, we're hopeful that we can smooth things over once both sides speak." In the letter, Beauty Concepts and Kardashian's trademark application for SKKN is a ripoff of their moniker by simply adding "by Kim" does little to differentiate the brands, they said.
Gearing up for a massive legal battle. Mm-hmm. She should have gone with Gorilla Glue.
Rebel Wilson revealed on Instagram Live that she lost 65 pounds in order to have a better chance at getting pregnant. In response to a fan's question, the 41-year-old actress said, "It first started when I was looking into fertility stuff, and the doctor was like, well, you have a much better chance if you were healthier." And she said, "That's kind of what started it, that if I lost some excess weight, that it would give me a better chance for freezing eggs and having the eggs be a better quality. And it wasn't even really myself. It was more thinking of a future mini-me, really."
I heard that she was really training to get the role on Pooch Perfect, Preston.
Really? The dog show?
Yeah.
So she appears to be single right now following her breakup with Jacob Bush, the heir to the Anheuser-Busch fortune. And they wrapped that relationship up back in February. This is funny. This actually refers to a bizarre file story I have coming up later on. Jean-Claude Van Damme is still famous enough to create a scene. The Bloodsport actor allegedly drew such a crowd in Paris earlier this week that it created the perfect distraction for a thief to escape with millions in stolen jewels.
Yeah, everyone was going nuts because Jean-Claude was there.
According to TMZ, a gray-haired man in a suit held up the high-end jewelry store Chaumet, nabbing more than $2.4 million worth of merchandise. Law enforcement officials say the man was able to escape on an electric scooter because all of the potential witnesses were trying to catch a glimpse of Van Damme at a nearby optometrist's office.
Yeah, have you heard? Jean-Claude Van Damme is at the optometrist. Everyone, quickly.
Fortunately,
he's getting new frames.
Police were able to identify and arrest 2 suspects thanks to some surveillance cameras in the area.
All right, read the top line now. L1Y in, I think, a Z.
So I'll have the follow-up story to that later on in the Bizarre File.
A quick thing, Preston, is Jean-Claude Van Damme has gotten older. You know, he's always had sort of that bump on his head.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like...
I'd have to see a picture because I don't remember.
The bump has gotten bigger.
Has it?
Yeah, I think with age, and I don't know if the bump has gotten bigger or the other skin has receded.
Yeah, maybe it's the other parts of him are shrinking.
It's possible.
Sure. Is he gay, by the way, Nick?
No, I pulled up that photo. I think that's a relative.
Okay, there's a photo of him. He's on the stairs, and it's Jean-Claude Van and another shirtless guy, and the guy is hugging him from behind in a very kind of loving embrace.
That's nice.
But they're shirtless on the staircase. I'm like, that looks like a relationship.
It does.
That looks like they're a couple.
I like the vagina.
The other person's named Chris Van Damme, so either his son or a brother. I'm not sure.
Just hanging around shirtless.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't mind like hugging a guy
naked,
but if I was shirtless, I would think twice about that. Skin-on-skin contact.
What about pantsless?
I would totally do that.
Where do you stand on docking?
Jesus.
I've never tried it. What do you stand on it?
Candace Cameron Bure apologized on Wednesday for posting a now-deleted TikTok video in which she appeared to be singing seductively to a Bible.
I saw the video. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it.
So what's the issue?
She has a very religious audience who was thrown off by it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they thought she was being inappropriate with the good book.
So she's very active on TikTok. You know, I'm a massive Candace Cameron Bure fan, and she's very active. And so what she does, if there's a trend that comes along, she'll do the dance, she'll do the thing. And so she was riffing on one of those things, just trying to kind of put the Bible in the forefront. But when I first heard it, I thought she was doing like, from dusk till dawn kind of dance around a Bible.
Right.
And it's just a little bit of movement.
What's her relationship with her brother? Because I know they're both very, very religious. He is like psychotically religious, like scary religious. Do you know if they're tight?
I think they're very close, yeah.
Okay. It's interesting. I don't care for Cameron. But in an Instagram story, the Fuller House star explained that her intentions were entirely misunderstood, saying, "So many of you thought that I was trying to be seductive, which clearly means that I'm not a very good actress because I was trying to be strong, not sexy or seductive."
There you go.
It was misunderstood.
I stand by her.
Ben Stiller, whose first acting gig was on his mother's sitcom at the age of 9, believes that Hollywood is a meritocracy. The son of Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira got into an argument on Twitter Tuesday with producer Franklin Leonard, who drew attention to the film called The Right Way. It's directed by Steven Spielberg's daughter, Destry, written by Stephen King's son, Owen, and starring Sean Penn's son, Hopper. Okay. Stiller defended the crew, saying that he bets that they all have faced challenges, but that showbiz as we know it is pretty rough, and ultimately it's a meritocracy. He's saying you have to earn your keep. You got to earn it. Right. Now I know that Owen King is a very talented author.
Have you read any of his stuff?
I haven't. No,
okay.
but his stuff. He's done stuff with King that has gone on to be very successful, and that he's done his own. He's to write. It's you. You're right. Now, so I don't know anything about about Spielberg's daughter or Sean Penn's son.
One of Spielberg's daughters was in, or maybe the only one. I'm not sure how many daughters he has, but wasn't she in porn?
I don't know.
Yeah, I there was, but I'll say this: listen, the door will open up, perhaps a little more easily. But I think they're both right. So you're going to get some perks from being in the family of a celebrity, but it's all about the money. And if you can't generate revenue, and your stuff isn't selling, or an audience isn't reacting to it, then you're not going to get a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly. Millennials shouldn't hold out hope for a Dawson's Creek reunion anytime soon.
What?
Joshua Jackson, who starred as Pacey on the WB hit 23 years ago, told the fashion publication Mr. Porter, "I don't know why you'd want to bring it back. Nobody needs to know what those characters are doing in middle age."
I was a moderate fan initially. It was kind of fun, and then it petered out. But maybe that's exactly the thing to do, is to see. It may just make it Dawson's Creek, Preston.
Creek. He said, "We left them in a nice place. Nobody needs to see that Pacey's back hurts." He said, I don't think we need that update. Let's see. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis told AARP, the magazine, that her 25-year-old daughter is transgender. Curtis told the outlet that she and her husband, Christopher Guest, have watched, quote, "in wonder and pride as our son became our daughter, Ruby." She told the magazine that Ruby, a computer gaming editor, is planning to get married next year. And Curtis herself will officiate the ceremony. So that's new family news in their realm. Fans are already freaking out about Carrie Bradshaw's wardrobe from the forthcoming Sex and the City reboot.
They're freaking out.
Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker was photographed on set wearing a maxi dress.
You gotta goddamn be kidding me.
From the
Wait, what's wrong with the maxi dress?
fast fashion retailer Forever 21.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
Because it was from Forever 21?
A far cry from her character's usual designer does.
My girls don't shop there.
Is that part of it, though? Is that part of the...
That's it.
That's the story?
That's why they're freaking out.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying,
It erupted into gunplay.
is this part of the filming?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
goes for
it.
Forever
says her
21?
character, yes.
Yeah, so maybe her character shops at Forever 21 now.
Listen, my wife was shopping for a while at Forever 21 and some of those stores. If you like something there, you go get it, right, Kathy?
Well, Forever 21 is very trendy. It's just much cheaper clothing than what she wore.
Right.
Than her
Then
character,
Vera
yes.
Wang or all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Some online
Like
commenters
a Maxinista.
are blaming the choice on and just like that's costume designer Molly Rogers, who replaced Patricia Field, the woman behind Sex and the City's iconic looks.
Got to be it.
A League of Their Own star Rosie O'Donnell will join the Amazon adaptation of the 1992 film. The comic who played Rockford Peach's third baseman Doris Murphy in the movie
Toilet seat assistance and row number 1, thank you!
will play the bartender at a gay bar in the series. She told in a podcast that she and Broad City's Abby Jacobson, who will both star in and executive produce the series, sent her the pilot and said it was just beautiful. So they will have her in that. Which is pretty cool.
She should be.
Yeah.
And probably maybe get Madonna in the show, too.
Abby is a Conestoga grad.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we've had her on the show.
What,
For Broad City.
Oh, no kidding.
She's the one that went on a date with my brother years and years ago.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Didn't remember it?
Yeah, I remember.
And Josh remembers it fondly.
Yeah.
All right, this is great.
Good
Hawkeye.
seeing you again. Who are you?
This is great. Hawkeye will be the next Avenger to have his own series debut on Disney+. And according to Entertainment Weekly, the series, centered around Jeremy Renner's Clint Barton character and a young female archer played by Haley Steinfeld.
Right, they changed the daughter up, right?
It says a young female archer, so I don't know if
So
that's
they're not calling it his daughter. Interesting.
in this particular. Now it might be. They may have gotten it wrong. I don't know.
What's her name? Isla?
Yeah, but maybe that's the case. Maybe that's how they justify it, because there was another actress who was playing his daughter, so maybe they did this.
This is a character, I should say, named Kate Bishop. So
All right, so not the daughter.
Not related to Clint Barton.
And this will debut on November 24th, by the way.
I'm looking forward to. I enjoyed Loki. I wasn't fanatical. Every one of them has been good to great.
It's all going to tie in, though, eventually. And like even the building blocks that you don't love now,
You'll see
eventually
later.
They make sense, yeah. And then Florence Pugh is going to be in Hawkeye as well.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
She was from Black Widow.
And if you saw the end of Black Widow, you kind of see why
Right.
that might make sense.
All right, we'll do one more story here. Gawker quietly relaunched on July 28th. Remember Gawker?
Yeah, they got into trouble. There was some sort of lawsuit against them for publishing something, and
Yeah, it was the Hulk Hogan sex
the
tape.
Hulk Hogan. That's right.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
5 years ago, after
I'll never forget it.
the website went bankrupt after losing $140 million invasion of privacy lawsuit over the Hulk Hogan sex tape filmed by Regis Philbin.
Hey, Hulk, I bet we get it, Gawker.
The site was
Hey, could you just bend a little bit to the left? I want to catch a little ball sack. This is really going to sell in European markets.
the site.
Like that.
The site was bought 3 years ago by Bustle Digital Group
Bustle Digital.
in a bankruptcy auction. Gawker is now being led by editor-in-chief Leah Finnegan, who asked readers in a letter from the editor on the homepage to approach the new version of the site with a, quote, open mind and an open heart.
You got it.
She said, "We are here to make you laugh, and I hope, and think, and do a spit take or furrow your brow,
And if you're not careful, you might learn something.
or maybe go, or wow, or damn, or what the F, or I'm glad someone finally said it." So that has relaunched now, and we'll see how it goes.
It's been away for a couple of years.
5 years.
Yeah.
All right, let's do movies. right?
Movies?
Oh, I think I threw one. All right, movies opening this weekend. We'll start with Jungle Cruise, action fantasy film starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Paul Giamatti. Intrepid researcher Dr. Lily Houghton travels from London to the Amazon jungle, determined to uncover an ancient tree with unparalleled healing abilities. Along the way, she's assisted by River Captain Frank Wolf, who might be more of a hindrance than an asset. It is 2 hours and 7 minutes long. It's rated PG-13. Wide release in theaters today. Rotten Tomatoes score is at 64%. Also opening this weekend is Stillwater. It's a mystery thriller starring Matt Damon, Camille Cotton, and Abigail Breslin. Unemployed roughneck Bill Baker travels from Oklahoma to Marseille to visit his estranged daughter, Allison, in prison for a murder she claims she did not commit. And Allison seizes on a new tip that could exonerate her and presses Bill to engage her legal team. But Bill, eager to prove his worth and regain his daughter's trust, takes matters into his own hands. That movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It is rated R. There's a wide release in theaters today, and it is receiving a 70% by Rotten Tomatoes so far. And then finally is 9 Days. It's fantasy drama. Stars Winston Duke, Zazie Beetz, and Bill Skarsgård. A man interviews 5 unborn souls to determine which one can be given life on Earth. 2 hours and 4 minutes long. It's rated R. Theater release today, and Rotten Tomatoes score is at 84%, by the way. All right, we're ready for the clips.
All right.
Based on the novel of the same name, The Last Letter from Your Lover chronicles a tale of love across generations. And in this clip, Felicity Jones talks about how her past roles have inspired her.
Yeah, I think you definitely take elements from characters that you've played, and yeah, without a doubt. I definitely found with particularly playing Ruth Bader Ginsburg that had a profound effect on the way that I did things, and particularly I think my confidence in public speaking. I took so much from.
I have to poop.
She is a lovely young lady.
She is.
The Last Letter from Your Lover is streaming on Netflix now. Next clip. Schmigadoon.
I watch it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Tells the story of a couple trapped in a constant musical until they can find the meaning of love. And here, Keegan-Michael Key talks about his views on lasting romance.
I do believe in the idea of soulmates, yeah. But I do want to say this about true love. I believe that true love is something that requires effort, and it's something that we work at. The effort is born of vulnerability. That's what the effort is. You know, you go to the gym and you lift weights and you get your muscles stronger. The way to make your heart stronger is by opening yourself up.
Yeah!
New episodes of Schmigadoon premiere on Apple TV Plus every Friday. We're checking out.
Oh, it is. And Alan Cummings plays the Mayor Manlove, who is obviously gay.
Okay.
And his wife has no clue. So Cecily Strong goes over to sit and visit with her. And in the house, there's all these little curios of guys wrestling each other, Preston, and hugging each other. And she's, have you ever entertained the notion that perhaps there's more to your husband than you know?
Dude, this is star-studded, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Jane
great.
Krakowski. There was Martin Short has a role in it. There's a whole bunch of people. All right.
And the numbers are fun. I mean, the production numbers, it is a loving but very attitudinal take on these musicals of this time, like Brigadoon.
And like Oklahoma
Yes,
and things
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. All right, that's the entertainment report that I have for now. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. Friday in all its glory rolls out before us. We'll be right back. Brought to you this morning by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings app and use the code ROCK to get in on the action. We'll start in Florida with a Florida man story. He has reportedly been hospitalized due to injuries he received after sticking his arm in a jaguar pen at the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens.
What is it with these people?
Witnesses said that the unidentified man, who is described as being in his 20s, had taunted the big cat before jumping over a barrier at the range of the jaguar exhibit and inserting his hand into an enclosure.
All right, it's just got real.
A jaguar then clawed the man's arm, leaving zoo employees a trail of blood to clean up after emergency workers bandaged the man and transported him to the hospital.
Jaguars are beautiful animals, by the way.
The zoo director...
I'm on the jaguar side.
Dan Maloney said, "This is an individual that wasn't using his head. He stuck his hand in through the mesh that separates the jaguars from the outside." And then he added the incident would have been a very different story if the animal had been able to secure a stronger grip on the man. Probably would have started to eat his arm.
Absolutely. So how does that evening begin? Hey, you want to go to the zoo and piss off the jaguars?
I don't know. Zoo officials said that the jaguar that attacked the man is perfectly fine and that there was no indication that the man's actions meant that he was trying to hurt the jaguar. The zoo was closed on Tuesday night while staff investigated how the man was able to breach the barrier, and it was not clear whether the jaguar exhibit would be open the following day.
Hey, let's go insult meerkats.
Police say a Yakima, Washington man is under arrest after he shot his refrigerator, believing someone was shooting at him after a soda can had exploded.
Oh, okay. So he shot the refrigerator?
Yep. So officers responded to the scene on Saturday after receiving reports the man had opened fire at a refrigerator. When police arrived, they say they found the man outside the home in an alleyway yelling incoherently with a gun lying in the middle of the road. After he was taken into custody, police say witnesses told them what happened. The man had been placing soda cans into the fridge when one exploded. He immediately pulled the pistol out of his waistband and fired around into the bottom of the refrigerator.
Draws a gun out and immediately starts shooting.
The man later told police in an interview that the people who live in the basement wanted to kill him and that they had shot at him, so he fired in self-defense. Now, investigators say there's no one that lives in the basement below the man and that, in fact, there is no basement at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. That means I'm totally off base on this one, huh?
Police say the sound of the soda can popping is what the man thought was a gunshot. Police questioned the man about the gun, and he said that he had found it 2 weeks prior. The man was arrested and booked for second-degree unlawful possession of a firearm and discharge of a firearm.
I'm telling you that the people who live in the basement that doesn't exist want me dead, and that's why I shot the refrigerator.
All right, so here's that story that follow-up to the story I had in the entertainment news with Jean-Claude Van Damme, although he's not mentioned in this story at all.
He's kind of a big guy.
He was a part of it. French police have arrested 2 suspects after a thief took jewels worth between $1.7 and $2.5 million, maybe even more than that because these are in pounds, so it's
right.
$3 million, I believe. From an exclusive Paris store and then scooted off before the alarm could be raised. The 2 suspects were arrested in eastern France on Wednesday morning. Officers said a substantial part of the jewels stolen in the heist had been recovered. The man made his getaway on an electric scooter after reportedly threatening staff at the jewelers near the Champs-Élysées. The video shows the alleged thief, gray-haired and wearing a light gray suit, arriving at the store. Shortly afterwards, he was filmed leaving the shop while a white bag of jewels and gemstones and departing on a green scooter that he had left parked outside.
Do what they say and no one will get hurt.
Staff told police the lone man had at first pretended to be a customer, asking to see various pieces of expensive jewelry before drawing a knife. No one was injured in the robbery. Now, the interesting part, and that we had in the entertainment report earlier, was that Jean-Claude Van Damme was apparently right next door at an optometrist, and a crowd had formed to gawk at him. Therefore, no one was looking at the guy who was stealing the jewels and getting away, and it was a bit of a distraction.
Took an advantage of it.
And he was able to get out of there.
I am Jean-Claude Van Damme. This afternoon I will be at the Pearl Vision Center in Paris. Come down and say hi to me.
The jeweler, which, by the way, was founded in 1780 and most famous for its flagship store near the Ritz Hotel, was previously robbed in 2009 when about $2 million worth of precious stones were stolen as well. So they've had some incidents before. Okay, so listen, the weird stories of the Jersey Shore continue.
Right.
Okay, so we had the plane landing on the causeway.
Right.
We had the boat running up onto the beach and scaring people, almost hurting people. Then you had, what was the other story?
Seagull in the face.
The seagull in the face on that ride.
Oh my God, that was
All right,
hilarious.
now this. A 44-year-old woman who stole an oil tanker in Camden County on Saturday was arrested more than 8 hours later and 80 miles away along the Jersey Shore after eluding police and getting into crashes in multiple towns. Casey,
Yeah.
they got her at the Wawa on Rio Grande.
No way.
In Wildwood, yes. Wildwood police took Camille Westcott of Lawnside into custody in the parking lot of the Wawa on West Rio Grande Avenue at 8:30 p.m.
She stole a tanker truck?
Yeah. When cops forced their way into the truck due to concerns that she would flee into the town congested with summer visitors. So this is a bit of a lengthy story. Westcott had checked her mirrors and stepped on the brakes as if she was planning to leave, but was unable to get the tanker truck restarted. The strange incident began at 12:30 p.m. when Westcott stole the Taylor oil tanker in Belmar. Over the next few hours, Westcott led police in various towns on pursuits and was involved in several crashes, police said. Troopers were advised that the tanker's GPS placed it in the area of Buck Road. A short time later, located the vehicle in Harding Woods, a trailer park.
Quick question, if I may here, Preston. Do these vehicles have standard transmissions, or do they have automatic transmissions now?
That's a good question. I would imagine that they'd stick.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you imagine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, lately they've been switching to automatic. Like school buses used to always be standard, and now
Right,
they're
'cause
automatic.
What are the odds this woman gets behind the wheel and can drive this truck?
So state police tried to stop the truck, but Westcott fled onto Route 40. Troopers pursued the oil tanker for a short distance before calling it off. Now, details where other chases took place were not immediately available, but police in Wildwood were aware of the tanker throughout the day, but the first reports that they received only indicated that an erratic driver was on West Rio Grande Avenue. But it ended up being her, an oil tanker that she stole, driving all over New Jersey and ending up in Wildwood.
No.
There you go.
And causing accidents along the way. All right, there you go. One crazy summer. All right. And there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, as we take a break, I'm going to give away some passes to see Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
He is coming to town. He's going to be at the Wells Fargo Center November 24th. And tickets go on sale today at 10 a.m. If you're caller number 20, we will give you a pair of tickets to go to that show. And like I said, it's Wednesday, November 24th at the Wells Fargo Center, 215-263-WMMR. You can go to WMMR.com for an extra chance to win. If you're an MMR VIP, opt in for the MMR VIP emails, and you can qualify for that. The deadline is 9 o'clock this morning to get in on that contest. But we got the tickets for you now. Give us a call. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back in just a moment. Make sure you stay close, because we'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. The Preston and Steve Small Business Love You, Help You line.
Hello, Preston and Steve and crew. This is Commandant Bonnie Shaw of the Marine Corps League Detachment 286 of Chester County. It's a nonprofit veterans organization assisting veterans, their families, and the community. We are having our annual golf classic on August 16th in honor of Corporal Brandon Hardy, who was killed in action in 2006 while serving in Afghanistan. The classic will be held at Applecross Country Club in Downingtown, PA. If you are interested in playing, being a sponsor, or need additional information, please call 610-518-5375 or email us at ccmarines@verizon.net. Simplify, and thank you very much.
Next message.
Hello, this is Jimmy from Jimmy's Stump Grinding and Lawn Cutting. If you are in the Newtown Square, Broomall, or Havertown areas and are looking for a quality lawn cut at a fair price, please give me a call anytime at 610-844-6815. Thanks, Preston and Steve.
The Love You, Help You line. Shop local because small business needs our help. Find out more at PrestonandSteve.com. 93.3 WMMR. Putting Philly first. Sponsored by DellAutoGroup.com, where Jack really does sell them for less.
Want to talk about you and the sleepless nights or the back pain or the rolling and tossing or the fact that you gave Mom listens to. But July 29th is my daughter's 18th birthday, so we missed it by a day. Her name is Sarah Lovenstein. And I am taking her to New York City to celebrate her birthday, and I know that I'll be listening to you guys on our way up.
Oh, well.
You'll have to catch the podcast.
Yeah.
I know it's a long shot since I'm sending this the day before, but
Yes.
I would really love it if you could give her a shout out on the 29th. If not anything close, then would be awesome. My son Matt just turned 13 on the 26th, so you could include him too. It will really make my day. Congratulations, you guys, on getting nominated to the Radio Hall of Fame. I've already sent in my vote, and I hope you guys get in. Thank you so much. Rock and roll love, Jennifer Lovenstein. So there you go. And by the way, yes, you can vote to have us inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, and we have that at WMMR.com or PrestonandSteve.com. There's a link right on the opening page.
Thank God they made provisions early for us not to hit this a lot. Other people are doing it because it's just not the kind of thing we would do, you know?
I know.
Yeah,
but you know what? I posted something about it yesterday on social media. I want to do this for my mom.
Yeah.
I think my mom will be really proud if that happens. So, you know what?
What if she votes for Sally Jesse?
I'm getting behind it.
She gets on there and she's like, you know what? I really liked her.
I enjoyed her talk show.
Yeah. So I'm getting behind it. You can vote for us. Do it for my mom. All right.
Do it for Gloria.
Yeah. She's the one that brought us That's Your Nutsack.
Oh, that's
for
right.
crying out loud.
She deserves it.
That's right.
That's your nutsack.
There's my mom.
Ball sacks are yummy.
One. play that and then that. There you go.
That's your nutsack.
Ball sacks are yummy.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
One last shout out.
Ball sacks are yummy.
Hey, Preston and Steve, I want to give a shout out to my entire family, mainly my mom and dad, Kathy and Jim Claremont. For the past few years, Mom and Dad have provided us with summer vacations for myself, my wife, and 2-year-old son, James, to come and hang with them and the entire family for a week. This past one in Lake Wallenpaupack was truly special, and I just want to let them know how much it means to us and how much we love you. A special shout out to Rachel, Julie, Tom, Jackson, Weston, and Uncle Charlie. Weston.
Who is Charlie? Where is he? Is this Charlie?
That's Charlie. And Weston is one of them.
Weston!
As a first name.
We'll go hang out at the lake.
Yeah.
Those sorts of activities.
Thank you all so much for the love your show. We love your show, and especially to baby James. Rock on. That's from James and Mary Claremont. So there's a shark. Weston would be an interesting first name. That
Yes,
could
I've
work.
heard Weston before.
Weston also sounds like a butler.
That's right.
Oh,
Weston.
Yeah. Can you get the door, please?
My toast is cold.
Yeah.
So we should talk to him now.
I want 9 pieces of toast. 10 would sound desperate.
Well, speaking of toast, we have not gotten a reservation all week long. I think it's time to head to the Connoisseur.
It's time for the Connoisseur, and it couldn't come at a better time, right before the weekend when everyone likes to eat. Not that you don't like to eat during the week, but you probably savor it a little bit more on the weekend.
Yes, couldn't have said it better. So, all right, I'm going to lead with this. Food and Wine magazine, one of their columnists had written a story. He was I guess, tasked to find the best burger in every state.
This is a tough gig.
It is, and
because there's so many different, feelings on what's the perfect burger.
Exactly. So, and we have the Burger Brawl here.
Oh, we have super fantastic burger places in the area.
But now that I see this, I'm going to start with Delaware, okay?
All right.
Because the other ones are not in our area, unfortunately. But this burger is. I told my wife I always wanted to go to this place. We used to live nearby there when I lived in Upper Chi.
Right.
It was very close to the Delaware border. So right. I mean, a mile or two from Delaware. So there's this place that we would always drive by on 202. I'm like, that looks like a fun place to go to. She never wanted to go to it. We never went to it.
Damn her.
It's the Charcoal Pit.
Yes.
And apparently they have the best burger in Delaware.
100%.
Charcoal
Seriously?
Pit.
Oh, my God.
You've had?
202, heading south. That's on the right-hand side.
Near Concord Pike.
Near
so
Concord
that
Pike,
way, yeah.
And so at one point, for whatever reason, my son wanted to have his birthday party there. That never ended up happening. But it's a great place to get a burger. My son goes to this camp, I mentioned it many times, called Camp Taqua. And when we would drive 202 south to get to 95 south to head into Delaware and to Maryland, we'd always pass the pit. And it is a great burger, and I cannot recommend it more highly.
Steve, First of all, it's cool looking.
It has a retro look to it.
It's got a 1950s look with the neon out front, the shape of the building, everything. And plus, it sounded like somewhere that Fred Flintstone would go to get a burger or a steak.
Going to the charcoal pit.
Think about like if Five Guys were in a franchise and you just sort of like took that feel of what a burger place would be like, you know, maybe mix in a little bit of Shake Shack, you know, like if you're thinking
down with that.
On the chain level, but it's not a chain, it's mom and pop, small business. It's great.
I always wanted to go there. Rochelle never wanted to go there for
your
dinner.
wife is wrong.
Well, because you know what, she doesn't really like barbecue, so I guess she saw the name Charcoal Pit and thought maybe it's just barbecue food. I didn't know anything about it. I just thought it looked cool and it sounded old school. I'm like, how can you not get good food at a place called the Charcoal Pit? So anyhow, the columnist writes in this article, it's 1950s. It's set back in the car. Happy 1950s. The Charcoal Pit is a relic of that very different era, with a swooping neon-lit coffee shop where you bring your main squeeze for frosted chocolate malts, monster ice cream sundaes, healthy portions of onion rings, and a selection of char-grilled burgers.
I love stuff like that.
And apparently the 10-ounce home run burger. That's a big-ass burger, dude.
10 ounces.
The 10-ounce home run burgers is a straightforward classic, topped with lettuce, tomato, onion, and a slice of American cheese. And also, apparently, President Biden goes there on a semi-regular basis. He's been hanging out there since he was in high school.
Well, he's a big ice cream fan, so he always swings by for like the shakes and stuff, yeah.
Okay. I got to drive down. Now it's a long-ass drive for me.
Don't pass it all the friggin' time.
You don't leave there hungry. You know, it's just it's a classic burger joint.
Yeah, I need to go there. All right, so the other places in our tri-state area, New Jersey is a place called White Manna. That's in Hackensack.
Never heard of it.
For best burger, and I don't really know anything about it.
Do they describe the burger and its greatness?
Yeah. So it's written very
in Hebrew.
No, but I mean, I would rather it be a little bit more the basics. But,
yes. So
I can give you some. It says, thanks to the pandemic, the rugby scrum at the counter might have gone away for a while, with the restaurant pivoting to pickups at the back. You see what I mean?
I hear you. A little flowery.
Blah, 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 blah. So anyhow.
Shut up.
Leave without your clothes smelling. In the end, it's always the same. You unwrap your little burgers, and you think to yourself that you've forgotten how small they actually are. Moments later, you're once again completely satisfied. The simplicity is striking. A daub of fresh ground, onions on top, cheese melting everywhere out of the pliable miniature potato roll. The result is one of the smallest, best burgers in America.
Well, you know, it's a perfect example of a simple burger that rocked our world. Burger Buff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He
makes one style of burger. There's no other. He makes the one type of burger, whatever control he's exercising over the beef and the bun selection and everything.
Well, he makes sure the beef...
Sensational.
Yeah, he
beef,
makes
cheese, and bun. That's it.
That's it. But he also makes sure that the beef has more fat in it than you're used to getting at, like, the supermarket. When I go to the supermarket, what do I get, like 85-15?
Yep, something like that. 80, sometimes 80-20, but he gets more than that. You need a lot of fat in there for a really good burger.
I would like to, Preston, make you my smash burger because it's
adorable.
I know.
It is really cute.
Would you be my smash burger?
If you don't mind, I put like diced up jalapenos in the burger meat.
Sure, he asked me to be his smash burger. So, Case, that's your secret?
I got
the fat to regular beef ratio.
Yeah. So, and what Burger Buff does is he just everything's a double burger, and essentially mine is a double cheeseburger, but it's all smashed together with some cheese in the middle.
We're looking at the White Manna hamburger, which does look damn good.
Yeah. And then the other one in Pennsylvania is a place called Tesaro's, but it's in Pittsburgh.
Go to hell.
It says, they have their own in-house butcher. That's pretty cool.
Well, that helps. They used to be... growing up, Kathy, in Long Island, did you ever go to a place called Al Dowd's? It was Al Dowd's Steakhouse. There were, I think, one or two of them. Preston, it was the kind of situation where you walked in and the butcher window was right there as you walked in.
Okay.
Yeah, so the beef was right there.
That's like Texas Roadhouse. They have their own butchers there, too. So anyhow, the burgers are grilled on cast iron over local hardwood coals, typically with the utmost care, and then tucked into a soft, fresh bun from a nearby bakery. So I want to go to some calls here real quick. Let me go to Carlo. Hey, Carlo, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
What's up, Carlo?
My parents, when they were dating in the very early 60s, would go to the charcoal pit.
Okay.
And my mom always talked about once they got the kitchen sink, which was big back in the day, where they would give you a scoop of every ice cream.
Wow.
In a giant tub.
Of
So
every
my
flavor
parents-
they have. Okay.
Yes, every flavor. That's right. And then they took us there, my sister and I, when we were young. And then I proceeded the tradition by taking my 5 kids there and getting it.
The kitchen sink. So how many different scoops are we talking?
I think there was like over 20 different scoops.
Oh, my God.
But the secret is you got to make sure to get it without the whipped cream, because with the whipped cream, it is just a sloppy mess, and
Yeah,
you
it's-
can't tell what you're eating.
Yeah, it's not as healthy with the whipped cream. Right.
Exactly.
Nice.
Wow,
All
that's
right.
cool.
Sounds good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Let's go to, let me go to Mark next. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's
Listen,
up, Mike?
I used to go to the one on Maryland Avenue. I think it was the original one.
Okay.
Like in the 70s and on. They closed it up now. It's a hot dog stand now. But the one on 202 is just as good. The kitchen sink's awesome, man.
They still sell it?
I believe so. I haven't been up there in a few years now. But, man, they were fantastic.
I
used to
love-
go to the one on Maryland Avenue like every Saturday night.
Okay. Nice.
I love that. Yeah,
Thanks,
places like that also tend to have great. I don't know if they're open for breakfast, but you would assume if they were, they would have a good one.
Let me go next to Lori. Hello there, Lori.
Hey.
What's up, Lori?
Somerville here.
Hey, rock on, man. What's up?
We love MMR, by the way.
Oh, nice.
We love you. Will you be my smash burger?
Listen, you guys were talking about the charcoal pit, and I'm driving right by it. I'm on 202.
Yeah.
And to answer that guy's question, he was talking about the one on Maryland Avenue. There's one in Pike Creek too, in Delaware.
Okay.
How many are there?
I think there's only
Preston works there.
There's only 2 left. I believe that there used to be more sort of sprinkled all over Delaware, and now there's just 2 remaining. And apparently the one on 202, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's being renovated, and it's only takeout right now.
Okay.
Yes, and it's so good.
All right.
It looks like a Fred Flintstone place, and they make the best burgers.
That's what I'm
There you
saying.
go.
It kind of reminded me, the sign, thank you for the call, by the way, it always reminded me of the Flintstones.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah, no, because the same sort of sign. It's slanted in the credits.
Yeah, and the font
Yes.
looks kind of that way too. By the way, I just found out something the other day. You know how you realize, Steve, that Dick's is no longer at the Metroplex.
Right.
It's at the Plymouth Meeting Mall. So I went by there, the Plymouth Meeting Mall, Dick's, and as I was pulling out of the parking lot, when the hell they put a smash burger in
Yeah.
the parking lot of the Plymouth Meeting Mall?
So where? On what
not
side?
smash burger. Shake Shack.
Shake
Oh,
Shack.
Shake Shack.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So where?
I love Shake Shack.
It's right along Germantown, like on the out. So where Dick's and Michael's
You
and,
can't see it from the road.
and Miller's Ale House, it's like on the other side of the parking lot. So,
So
it's
I didn't even
right
know there
along
was a
the-
Red
Miller's
Redstone?
Ale House there too.
Redstone, Bertucci's,
So that-
Benihana.
That's the other side.
Okay,
So if
yeah.
you go around, like you could, Whole Foods is visible from
Correct.
Smash.
I haven't
Burger?
been
Is
there
that
in a
what's it?
while.
No, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. Sorry.
I am going to be stopping by there on the way home.
What's that?
Oh, it was like a big deal when it opened. So the kids were still in school.
How
and,
far behind am I on this?
Well, I mean, not that far. Like it opened this past year.
Okay.
But yeah, so we like picked the kids up from school, and Jace wanted to go. He was very excited. It was opening, so I took him there, and I got there, and I'm like, we're not the only ones with this idea. Everyone from school had gone right from school
man.
to get a burger.
Yeah, it looked. I was by there around lunchtime, and I think the craziness has settled down because it didn't look crazy busy.
If it's crowded, you go over and go to Dick's.
It wasn't that bad. I'm just saying it was funny that like every parent and child
Yeah, of course.
coming from school had the same idea.
Right. All right. Well, anyhow, Charcoal Pit, apparently, according to Food and Wine magazine, has the best burger in Delaware. So,
Interesting.
yep. All right. Let me see how. I have another story here. Several of them, actually. We're going to talk about this. Having a willingness to try all different types of foods is apparently sexy.
Oh,
Really?
Washington
sexy AF.
I was just say I'm out.
Washington and Jefferson College researchers found that people who are open to trying new foods are perceived as more sexually desirable and less sexually restricted.
Yes, I'd like some baked fruit, please.
She'll never do it.
No.
They also found that reluctance to try new foods, known as food neophobia, And sticking to ordering safe options on the menu is considered a turn off.
I don't think so.
Don't care.
Yeah, it makes you frigid.
The scientists believe that this is because willingness to engage in trying a new food could be a cue for a willingness to have an intimate experience with someone new as well. So when you're meeting someone,
you're more likely to...
And you start to maybe go out, date, whatever it is, or you're just interested in this person and you see that they won't experiment, it might subliminally trigger a cue that says, "Oh, well, they're not, so we're not going to be doing the wheelbarrow."
Simply put, if you try a new salad, you're more likely to toss their salad.
Yes.
Yes. If you try a new salad.
Yeah.
I actually had sushi for the first time with my wife, and it was one of our first dates. We probably were only dating for maybe like a month or two or something like that, and she opened my eyes to that, and I was like, I had never, and this wasn't just rolls, right? You know, that's not like it was like
sashimi and stuff.
The real deal.
Yeah.
So
Blowfish.
I would imagine that, especially in that early stages of the relationship, when you getting someone to try new food is kind of fun, you know what I mean? And if they play along,
right,
you like it, and especially if you turn them on to something that all of a sudden they like, it's like, ooh, yay, you know, a cool little accomplishment.
My wife and I tend to go to the same restaurants, and are when you're going out for dinner or whatever, a lot of times you have to meter your level of hunger. Am I going to be adventurous tonight, or do I want Old Faithful? You know, and
if I'm really hungry, I'm going with Old Faithful.
Yeah.
If
you don't want to blow it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be disappointed, and then all of a sudden you don't get nice and full if you're going out to eat.
That gum kebab sucked.
That was me last night. I was like, I'm really hungry. I'm getting the chicken parmesan.
There you go.
Because you can't go wrong with that.
Where'd you go?
So Anthony, Paxton Hollow Country Club, Anthony's opened a restaurant at Paxton Hollow, so I went there last night.
How was their chicken parm?
It was freaking delicious. And
I love you.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
You're my smash burger.
And
chicken parm, aren't you, young fella?
Here is something interesting about that: is the side pasta was ginnicetti and
ginnicetti,
which is not the norm. The norm is usually you get like a linguine side,
right?
But they had
or
the
a
gnocchi.
spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's pronounced gnocchi.
I don't.
By the way,
what is the right way to say? Because I hear people
gnocchi.
say
Gnocchi.
It's not gnocchis.
It's like gnocchi.
Yeah,
I think so. By the way, here's a text going back to the charcoal pit. It says, as someone who used to make the kitchen sink at charcoal pit 20 years ago, I hated every person who ever ordered it.
Oh, I believe it.
We saw a picture of the kitchen sink. It was formidable.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was up on the screen here.
Can you
Kid
pull
was
that
like having a seizure in front of it?
Back up, Connor. I'd like to see what that looks like, because that is a little ridiculous. 20 different scoops of ice cream.
So we'll go to an ice cream place down the shore called Flex. It's in like the villas, and they have the most extensive Sunday menu you can see. I mean, the entire wall, and so the theme is baseball, right? So it's like the dugout, the grand slam, I just get the ice cream cone. Everything up there looks delicious, but I just feel bad ordering stuff like the kitchen sink. I don't.
Why do you feel bad making the worker make it?
You have to kill all that ice cream.
Well, because it's always busy. And
you ever been to Handel's? There's one on Route 30. It's kind of similar case. There's almost too much on the menu, and I love me some ice cream, right? But you get up to the window because you have to order outside.
Yeah.
And first of all, the line is ridiculous.
And same thing with Flex.
All right, so the line at Flex, the line at Handel's is always
Felchers,
50 people long. Yeah, Felchers is bad. Figgings is not
That's
good.
actually nice. Docking is good. Yeah, you can find somebody to hook up with.
But you finally get to the window, and you're like, I guess I'll just have a chocolate cone. And they have a lot of different sundaes to choose from, but by the time you actually end up ordering, you're a little intimidated.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, Steve, I would like to open a restaurant called like Dizzy Gillespie's or something like that, and everything on the menu is like, I'll take the Pittsburgh platter or the Cleveland Steamer.
So all the double entendres?
Yeah, I'll take the DVDA. Yeah.
I think it'd be a great family fun place to eat.
So going back to
Little Billy loves his Cleveland Steamer.
Going back to the trying new food being sexy, scientists believe that it is because of willingness to engage in trying a new food could be a cue for willingness to have an intimate experience with someone new as well.
It could be.
But they also found The pattern is specific to trying new foods and not a general willingness to try new things such as hobbies, music, or TV shows. So food in particular
There are some
can be a social cue of sorts, like sexual cue.
If you go to a vegetarian or vegan restaurant and doing like a chef's table, when you do that sort of thing, where you don't know what you're going to get, you just get what they bring out. Like I did one, and I don't think B Street is even around anymore, but it was awesome. I'm less likely to do that at a place that's like has more of a traditional, beef or menu or something like that, or fish. But with like a vegetarian place, I have no problem with it.
Okay, so you're more willing
I'm
to.
not adventurous.
But you're adventurous in the vegan world.
Yes.
In the vegetarian world.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go with seasonings. McCormick issued a voluntary recall yesterday of 3 of its seasonings after routine testing found possible salmonella contamination.
In the seasonings?
They are Perfect Pinch Italian Seasoning, McCormick's Culinary Italian Seasoning, and Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch Seasoning.
Well, this is crazy because I just had a recipe last night that said to salmonella to taste.
The seasonings were shipped between June 20th and July 21st. McCormick is asking customers who have recalled products to throw them away rather than return them to the store.
Have you ever heard of that, salmonella and seasonings?
No.
No, I don't know what else.
Like, what is in there that's...
Right, that would be contaminated. That would have potential to be contaminated. I'm not sure. Keep the music rolling.
Okay.
All right, because we're going to move on to another story.
That was just a warning.
That was just to let you know. This place called the Clarendon Hotel and Spa in downtown Phoenix. It is now open for business. And the hotel managers say it is Arizona's first cannabis-friendly hotel. And the food is cannabis-related as well.
As you would imagine, right? Have you ever had, besides brownies, have you ever had any...
No, I've only had cookies and gummies, and I've never had cuisine.
Do they expedite the high because you're ingesting it and the way it's prepared, or what's the deal?
Not expedite it. In fact, it takes longer.
Does it?
Okay. It takes like an hour before things settle in, or maybe a little bit before that. But it can be more intense.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So Chelsea Handler has a show on Netflix. In one of the episodes, she invited people over to have a nice, 5, 6, 7 course meal, but each course was infused with cannabis.
Okay.
And
what was the result?
Well, so
do you get high off that, or is that the intention?
But like Preston's saying, it takes a little while. Like, listen, if you smoke pot, you're high pretty much immediately after you take your first hit. But when you eat it, it takes a little while for it to take. And by a little while, I mean like 45 minutes to an hour for that to hit.
And for the uninitiated, you eat it, and then 15 minutes later, you go, I don't feel anything, man. Well, I better have another one. This stuff's weak.
Pace yourself.
And then the next thing you know,
seahorses.
Totally, man. Forever.
Seahorses. Forever.
So Darren Brotherton is the VP of Operations at the hotel and said, we are a cannabis-friendly hotel and have a cannabis-friendly event company that is elevating and educating the community about cannabis. So the cannabis sleeping rooms are located on the west side of the hotel property where guests can partake in edibles, flower, and vape, which have been purchased at a local dispensary. Cannabis flower usage is allowed in designated areas only, so you're actually smoking it. To shop for cannabis, the hotel will offer a car service to drive guests to a dispensary where they can also rent pipes and bongs. The only difference guests would notice in the cannabis rooms is that each will contain a scrubber, which recirculates the air to keep things fresh. Between guests, a more powerful cleaner is brought in for a deeper clean of the environment. There's no cigarette smoking allowed.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because that seems to run in contradiction to the whole aspect of smoking in general.
You guys remember Rachel that used to work in our promotions department, the first calendar we ever put out?
Yes.
She's working currently on organic farm out west, organic pot farm, and she has to wear gloves while handling the product because it's so sticky, and you can literally get contact high off of it.
I believe that.
It's like the crystals and THC and whatever, the levels are kind of off the charts.
Happy workers.
Yeah, well, none of the employees there are
Not
angry.
a problem. We're not going out on strike.
So the Clarendon Hotel is listed on Bud and Breakfast. Which is a website listing cannabis-friendly accommodations worldwide. Bud and Breakfast.
Would you ever try something like that?
Hell yes, I would. So Chef Drew Tingley, who is on the 19th season of Hell's Kitchen, and Chef Derek Upton, dubbed Arizona's cannabis chef, say they're trying to enlighten the public about their positive health experiences with the plant. Both shared experiences about how cannabis replaced prescription medication for depression and anxiety, in addition to other health issues. And our from your birthday,
Foxy Lady Chef.
Foxy Lady Chef. She is a cannabis chef as well. That's her thing.
Very talented.
Yeah, exactly. Marissa?
There's another guy you can get to come to your house and cook. His name is Chef Boyer Weed.
Chef Boyer Weed.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That's awesome.
Love that. All right, let's move on to some other things.
All right.
Let's have dessert. How about that? Although this may not be the last thing that we do in this particular segment. But Baskin-Robbins has brought back an ice cream flavor in honor of the Olympics. The gold medal ribbon.
Gold. They give gold medals at the Olympics.
The flavor consists of vanilla ice cream.
Wait a second.
Layered with rich chocolate flavor and striped with a golden caramel ribbon throughout.
Sometimes ribbons in ice cream are disappointing because if there's not enough flavor within said ribbon, you feel like
It's like, why'd you even do it?
Yeah. Like a
Why are you jerking me around?
chocolate peanut butter. Sometimes the ribbon and the peanut butter is nary enough peanut butter. I submit to you the chocolate overwhelms.
I say this.
Vanilla peanut butter though, and
Vanilla peanut butter.
I've never been disappointed with the ribbon in vanilla peanut.
Do you know the
vanilla peanut butter?
Peanut butter ripple.
The brand of that made that ice cream? Like was it like a Breyers or anything like that?
I don't know. Oh my God! I'm gonna shoot. I'm thinking so hard. Shoot.
Oh yeah.
Dear God.
I like.
Always have to be that.
I'm less a ribbon guy, but I become more of a like quality creamy vanilla, half chocolate.
Yeah.
Or a ribbon, with soft ice cream, chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah.
Because I find that the vanilla will enhance the flavor of the chocolate.
I'd rather like the chunks in the ice cream than the ribbon.
Well,
the
I will
ribbon,
say.
So then Nick, the ribbon, sometimes you can't even taste it.
I do like chunks.
Chunks are good.
Yeah, chunks are
good.
Oh, they're so good. I love Ben & Jerry's ice cream, so this is not an indictment on Ben & Jerry's as a whole.
Okay.
But their core sucks.
Thank you. Ding,
Wait,
ding, ding.
wait, what?
Ben & Jerry's
What
core
grade?
flavors suck.
Yeah, they put a core of something like
In
it
the
might
middle
be
of it?
They
chocolate
suck.
fudge or whatever, and it's a like a column that they hollow out in there, and then they fill it up with a flavor. I don't like them.
And they've also done a new
They
thing where
suck.
they kind of like top the ice cream with this.
Toppers. I
Yeah.
think that's what they're called. Yeah.
And they suck as well.
Really?
Yes.
I just bought one.
You know what? Just put it in the
they're-
freaking ice cream.
They're trying to be novelty.
All right,
and
I
don't
suck.
do that.
I bought a Toppers yesterday. I think that's what it's called, and I put it in. I haven't opened it yet, so I wanted to try it.
Did you get the mint cookie one? Because that was the one that I
No,
tried. and
I
was
don't.
like,
It's some kind of chocolate topping. I don't hate the cores as much as you guys, but I guess maybe it's because I'm just forgiving of the ice cream itself.
I walked away from Ben & Jerry's because I had hit maximum exposure. Casey, you'll be happy. Fish food. I love fish food.
That my kids love fish food.
Love fish food. And,
not my favorite.
And now, but I can't. It's too much. It's
Yeah.
like the amount of times I've heard Stairway to Heaven and Ben & Jerry's. Too much.
So you ever see like rock climbers who will do I
Ice
guess
cream
it's called free climbing.
Free
where they-
solo or
yeah.
whatever?
well, so I'm kind of like that with ice cream. When I open a pint of ice cream, I just throw the lid away because I know I'm going to finish.
You're going to finish it.
Yeah.
It's all you,
Yeah.
baby.
Wow, you should be in
Take
the
off your
Olympics.
pants.
Yeah.
Topped.
Topped.
Not
Yeah, that's
toppers.
an
Yeah.
So I have now, I think I've exclusively, when it comes to store-bought ice cream, I'm a Haagen-Dazs guy.
Wow.
And I know it's much more expensive.
No.
But
That's a good choice.
Their booze line. I told you about that one
Yes.
bourbon one.
Kahlua, right?
No, there's
No,
another
bourbon.
one that I had, and it is rum tres leches.
Okay.
Hello.
They
and
should
then,
call it Yum Trace Leches
why?
because it's yummy. And you
Oh,
said
yum
rum.
tres leches.
Sorry, I'll just
Sit down.
hang on. I'll see myself out, guys. Take a piss, man.
I thought you said young tres leches.
Okay, so I can stay.
Yes.
Okay.
I love
Let me have a seat.
Why do you say that? Because it's yummy.
I thought he said young.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's.
I love how you were going to go take a piss.
It tastes good.
I do have to take a piss though, so I'm gonna recuse myself.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That's good.
So this is your number one. Now, what's the place that you fell in love with the mint of coming back from the shore? The ice cream.
Oh no, it's pistachio.
Pistachio.
Richmond's.
All right.
Yum.
So what currently
soft serve pistachio? Fantastic.
What is currently your favorite ice cream?
Favorite flavor?
Yes.
Favorite of
Your
the
go-to.
more standard flavors is pistachio.
All right.
But then when you get into the more exotic mix 'em ups type of thing, this bourbon, and I forgot it's bourbon, and it might be. I think there's coffee beans or something like that.
And it's through Haagen-Dazs.
And it's Haagen-Dazs. Their booze line, because they've got some rum ones, they have bourbon ones. I forgot what the exact name of it is, but
Hooch.
They're just outstanding.
Hooch and Das.
And they're insanely calorically through the roof.
But
and they're expensive.
You came to play though.
God, they're good. Oh
But if it's something, remember I asked you the other day, I always ask people, is it worth the calories? So if it's worth the calories, then
go for it.
I have actually fasted for a day to go get a chocolate malted the next day. Yeah.
Hey, listen, since we're talking about ice cream, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm looking for an ice cream truck that'll come to a party. So if you have any suggestions,
I definitely have one for you.
Email me,
All right.
please.
Here you go. Okay, so it's called the Spirits. Haagen-Dazs Spirits line. So there's one with amaretto.
Wow.
There's some with rum. Irish cream, yeah. There's a few bourbon ones. Zoom in just a little bit more, if you would, because I want to see the name of the one in the center to the right. Bourbon
Natty
there.
Light.
Vanilla, yeah. It's a bourbon vanilla bean truffle.
Oh, wow.
Dear God, it's just
you're trembling.
Oh man, it's probably the best ice cream I've ever had. But yeah, as far as my standard flavor goes, right now pistachio is what I'm all about. I
Interesting.
love it. Absolutely love it.
Can you get like a tour of their facilities? Because you
Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah, there's one. There was a tour. I don't know if it still exists for Ben and Jerry's up in Vermont, which was a lot of fun. And you get the samples at the end, and you can do the Hershey tours and stuff like that. I wonder if you could do one with Haagen-Dazs.
Where is Haagen-Dazs?
Isn't it in Jersey?
I believe it is.
Shut up!
I swear to God!
Shut your filthy
freaking
whore
face.
mouth.
And they responded to some of our social media posts. Marissa O'Connor just brought those up, so they know who we are.
All right, so they know that you love this particular brand of ice cream. If anyone is owed a tour of that facility, and then you need to ratchet your jaws as wide as they can possibly go and eat as much.
I'll take that chick with the largest mouth
Right, yeah.
in the world with me that we talked about yesterday. Okay, hang on a second. Let me go to Peggy. Hi, Peggy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, Peg?
Good. Hey, just hearing this ice cream talk. We moved from Philly to Charleston, South Carolina about 10 years ago. And my husband ordered Penn State Creamery ice cream to be delivered down here. We just got it about a week and a half ago.
Penn State Creamery ice cream?
Yeah, they shipped it here. You don't want to know how much it costs, but it's amazing.
And I've never heard of it.
And is it out of Penn State, I guess? Are they located only there?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Ben and Jerry taught them all they needed to know about making ice cream, and then Penn State has an amazing creamery up there.
I did not know. I'll have to sample that.
Yeah, totally.
You will have to.
All right.
It's amazing.
If it's worth getting shipped in.
Peggy, can you find it in grocery stores out our way in Philly?
You know what? I think sometimes they have, each of the satellite campuses will have events where you can order and pick it up. So probably the Delaware Valley, Delaware County campus or Berks or, wherever. I think they do. You can probably get it shipped there. But I'm not sure. I don't think it's in the local stores, honestly.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But it's really good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening in South Carolina, and we appreciate it.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Nice.
Yingling was making ice cream.
Yingling had its own, and it was actually pretty good.
It was really good.
I mean, I think it's another brand. But I mean, what you need to do is get a Haagen-Dazs Spirits endorsement.
Yeah,
Marissa.
I think I learned that the Yingling ice cream is like a cousin of the Yingling beer.
Oh.
So it's just the
like
name.
one of the Yingling cousins. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Or someone in the family.
A relative of Dick Yingling.
A little of your Italian came out, a cousin.
Cousin. I heard a T at the end. Cousin. Preston, you're a huge fan of drumsticks, and did you see that they are releasing just the nips of the drumsticks.
Somebody sent me that. The very bottom. So the very, very bottom is a solid chocolate little cone thing. It's at the base. It actually keeps the ice cream from dripping through the cone. At
Which
the
is a
bottom.
great concept.
So you can just buy. They've made that bottom little bit.
Wow.
In a bag, I think.
Yeah, I checked in the freezer section of my supermarket this week. I didn't see them there, but I
They
was
just had
looking.
labias.
They only.
Dear God.
No nip, son. Just got the labes.
Labes. Labes. Oh my God.
If I may,
What kind of ice cream is that?
You may.
my current favorite is Double Dunker. It's Turkey Hill. It's not labeled as an ice cream. It's labeled as a dairy dessert, but it's swirled with chocolate.
Is it real ice cream or is it ice milk?
Well, I don't know. It's I think they can't put actual ice cream on the label some of the time or whatever. But
Double Dunker.
Double Dunker, Turkey Hill, chewy cookie dough, crunchy chocolate cookie swirl, chocolate-based ice cream.
So my favorite is Mint Cookie Crumble. It is a signature brand. You can only get it at Acme. It's basically mint chocolate chip meets cookies and cream.
Acme has
You
good
know what I
desserts.
love?
They do.
Humiliation Cuck.
Okay, that's different.
All right, hang on a second. How does that work?
It's really good. You watch someone else eat the ice cream with your wife.
Yeah, eat it. Eat it good. Eat it fast.
You guys liking that?
Why?
Yeah.
Eat that
I'm not
ice
saving
cream.
any for
Eat it.
you.
Eat it
You
with
just sit
your
there and be a
wife.
bitch.
Eat that ice cream, bitch.
All right. One more thing.
Okay.
And then we'll hang it up.
Double Dunker looks good, Nick. Turkey Hill.
Yes.
All right, we'll go on to salty because we were in sweet. Doritos has a new flavor. It is Doritos Tangy Ranch. They already make Cool Ranch.
Yeah, I don't know how you're wedging this in here.
And I Cool Ranch, given my choice of Doritos, and I do love Doritos, between the regular and the Cool Ranch, I'd go Cool Ranch every
No
time.
kidding.
Do you know what one I
Every
like?
time.
Their pizza one. Have you had that?
Never had that.
Yeah, the Doritos has a sort of a pizza-ish flavor to it. It's really good.
I always gravitate towards a spicier nacho.
Okay.
That then regular Doritos. But I got to tell you guys, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s, they had a flavor called Sausalito. That was the best flavored Dorito they ever had.
Why did they discontinue?
I don't know. Maybe I was the only one who liked it.
It's possible.
I mean, it must have been, the public may not have really
Caught up with you. You're always a trendsetter.
He is. That's what makes him sexy.
Absolutely.
He tries stuff.
Yeah.
So, for some perspective, Doritos Cool Ranch flavor is made with ingredients like cheddar cheese, onion powder, garlic powder, and buttermilk, while Tangy Ranch includes the same, but also has sour cream.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
That's the guy making the sour cream.
Oh, yeah. I need that clip from Avengers Endgame where he goes, maybe he'll give us a little cheddar cheese. And then Star-Lord goes, bingo. Can you get that for me for any time we ever say cheddar cheese?
Okay, so just not for right now because we're wrapping up here.
Well, I don't know. How long can you go on with this cheddar cheese?
Another hour.
Can we do it?
One Instagrammer who's had the new flavor says that it's bolder than Cool Ranch and has a slight kick to it.
I'll try it.
Do you know what I do like? Maybe it's Whole Foods. Whole Foods has I forget who has it, but they make their own sort of Dorito style.
Okay.
Yeah.
We try. All right, so Pringles. I love Pringles. And so Nature's Promise.
They're not chips, though, Pringles.
They're
their own
They're
category.
chip-like matter.
Yeah, chip-like matter.
They're compressed chip shards.
But
No real potato chip all comes out shaped like that.
Right.
No, it's
not-
a crock of crap.
It's not Nature's Promise, but there is a type of it's like this organic. and
Nature's embarrassment.
Nature's embarrassment. It's a cuckold chip. It is a.
Yeah, I like those cuckold chips.
Yeah.
Humiliation cuck chips are great. You watch you and your wife eat the chips with someone else.
They are vegetable crisps. Yeah, and I do like veggie crisps, but it is in a basically Pringles form.
Man, your wife really knows how to eat chips, man.
So I buy them, and I'm like, I want to eat healthy chips, right?
Yes.
I want to eat healthy Pringles.
And healthy milk duds.
Dude, they were no healthier than when you put the side-by-side comparison.
Listen, you remember we just found out about sweet potato fries? The big lie?
Right.
That sweet potato fries are just basically, nutritionally and everything, kind of exactly in the ballpark of regular potato fries.
Speaking of pseudo chips, I want to get your guys' opinion on Munchos.
Love them. I love them so much.
What are Munchos? I'm not sure I'm familiar.
They're not really potato
not.
chips.
No, you're right.
They're chicken fingers.
Pull up, if you could, Connor, pull up a photo of Munchos. See if you'll recognize the bag as soon as you name it. As soon as you see it, you may not know the name off the top of your head, but
Munchos.
I love those. They're more tender. They melt in your mouth very, very easily, and
they're the same sort of compressed. Quasi chip.
Do they have any flavored Munchos, or is it just straight up Muncho?
It looked like
Muncho. So dumb.
It looked like Connor had some flavored, flavored ones up there.
Interesting.
They're up in the corner. I don't know.
They made a chip out of powdered mashed potato mix.
And they compress. That's exactly. And that I consider Pringles in that family.
Right. They make flaming hot.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
I like those. Given my choice, because they're not greasy.
Of Munchos and the Pringles,
they're not greasy.
What do you think of potato sticks?
I love them.
Love those,
but they're incredibly greasy.
You will get grease all over your hands when you're done. But as a kid, oh my God, I ate potato sticks all the time.
I used to love them. What do you think of Bugles?
Love them.
I
It's
love
not
those.
potato. Those are corn, right?
I don't think I like them that much anymore. Now, I'm not saying they taste bad, but the most fun thing was to put them on your fingertips and you had claws.
Do you know what?
Bite the nip off and
you bite a little.
What's
little part
dangerous
of
for me? Hers cheese balls. And actually, again, back on the menu, and I have to stay away from them. Are the Frito corn chips?
Okay,
just the regular Fritos?
Yep. The barbecue Frito corn chips are.
I don't like barbecue.
As far as corn chips are concerned, I think Fritos are the least best.
The least best?
Yeah.
The worst?
The worst.
Yeah,
the worst. Least best.
Oh my God.
What are the best?
I want to say.
What about the best worst?
The maybe Wise brand is better. Hers brand is better.
I always just get the Frito-Lay.
Do a side-by-side comparison. Frito is not a bad corn
What do you
chip.
consider the most magnificently underwhelming?
The magnificent Fritos probably, but the Fritos barbecued corn chips are better than the regular corn chips.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the different flavored ones. I like the barbecue ones, and I also like the chili cheese ones that they make too. Those are pretty good.
What's the base ingredient on like a Cheeto? You know, like is that corn? Is that
It's got to be corn.
I don't
wait, Cheeto or Frito? Or
Cheeto.
Frito is corn
without the cheese. It's got to be. It's got to be a corn base
or corn-like matter.
Okay, is there any onion in Funyun besides
but there is fun. Yeah. There's like an onion, the same way there's no potatoes in Pringles. It's like
onion and Funyun. It just sounds like a very philosophical question, to be honest.
You're saying there's no potatoes in Pringles?
I mean, it's like, to me, it must be like mashed potato mix.
Right.
That's compressed and heated.
It's all a mystery.
In a blast furnace somewhere in another country.
What about Takis? You guys into Takis?
My son is so into Takis.
Never
it's
heard
like
of
a super spicy Cheeto, essentially. Yeah.
It's super spicy. It's more of like not a Cheeto, but like a Dorito.
Yes.
But the chip it's actually crunchier than a regular. And now Dorito is trying to.
Cheeto.
They're trying to respond to the popularity of the Takis. Your girlfriend is into Takis.
My girlfriend loves the Takis. They also have like spicy hot Cheetos that are sort of a competition to the Takis. People will do like these taste tests or these challenges on the Takis.
Oh, you see it all the time. They get leveled.
Yeah, and I'm in that camp.
No, I'm not a Taki fan at all.
I'll try them from time to time, but they're not for me.
All right. Well, anyhow, so Doritos has a new flavor that's coming out. It's a riff on the Cool Ranch. It's a different one. I forgot what it's called. I threw the story away. No, here it is. Tangy Ranch is what it's called. What are we doing?
Maybe whoever it is will give us a little cheddar cheese for our effort.
Which isn't the point.
Which isn't the point. I mean, if he doesn't pony up,
we take his ship.
Exactly. Bingo. All right.
There we go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
For you, Philadelphia. All right, that's it. That's all we have time for. We're wrapping up the Connoisseur segment. We have a guest who joins a little bit, and he's going to be a new resident to the area because he's joining the Philadelphia Flyers, Cam Atkinson. We'll talk to him in just a moment and get into some other things when we come back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Do you or someone you love suffer from PWS, pathetic wardrobe syndrome?
WMMR is here to help. A pretend clinical fake study we totally made up shows a visit to the WMMR.com
How long before we talk to our guest?
2 minutes.
Couple of minutes.
You know what? I'll hold on. We'll talk about this after that. How about this though? This is kind of interesting. Since we have 2 minutes, who would have thought that back in 1987 that Rick Astley would still be a part of the pop culture landscape?
Yeah.
Decades later, the song "Never Gonna Give You Up" has now exceeded a staggering 1 billion views on YouTube.
Wow. Now, how many times is that incorporated into the classic Rickroll?
They didn't, but anytime it's played on YouTube, that counts. But by the way, Case, do we have a clip of that song anywhere? Or you're getting the Zoom set up. I'm sorry. To give you some perspective, that's more than Thriller.
Yeah.
From Michael Jackson, arguably the greatest music video ever made. And what did Mr. Astley have to say about reaching this milestone? He said, "I am kind of a big deal." So that was his comment on that.
Do you know what he was able to do during the pandemic? I mean, not that, hey, lucky pandemic, but he was able to do some performances from his studio in his house and show that he has more range, playing guitar and so on and so forth, and doing some covers. And he's actually real deal.
Nice. He plans to commemorate this achievement with 2 releases. First is a new Never Gonna Give You Up limited edition, and it's a signed, numbered, and colored 7-inch vinyl single, which you can already pre-order. And also coming soon is a new mini documentary about the video, and that features new interviews with Rick, songwriter-producer Pete Waterman, and director Simon West. So they're actually going to go through the specifics of this goofy little video.
Do you remember when you first saw it? To me, it looked like Alfred E. Newman with a deep voice.
Yeah, and it just didn't fit.
No.
It didn't. The voice didn't fit with him, and he's this awkward, pasty white guy singing this soulful thing, and it was kind of weird. So, by the way, Simon West went on to make blockbuster movies such as Con Air and The Expendables 2. Meanwhile, Rick has fully embraced the internet age. He's launched a TikTok channel during lockdown, as you were saying, Steve.
Yes, yeah.
And it's now his biggest social media account. He has 1.9 million viewers.
Isn't that great?
And he also achieved the most upvoted post in the history of Reddit when he shared a photo of himself riding a bike in Las Vegas in 1989. I don't know why. I haven't seen the picture. I don't know what the story is. There's even a Never Gonna Give You Up emote for Fortnite. I don't know what an emote is.
Maybe a character?
Oh, and Fortnite's a dance, so you can do those dances.
Okay. Rick Astley conquering the world, one Rickroll at a time. A billion views. Yeah.
Great.
I mean, because the song probably still would have been around on, adult contemporary and easy listening radio stations.
But
and
the
he
video
still would have made money. But this being a practical joke has turned it into this massive animal.
Look at so many of those things. You remember the Psy, that song. Everyone
Gangnam Style?
Gangnam Style first. Everyone saw this crazy video, and that was the first thing that got it rolling.
I forgot what it was. There was something like depressing that happened that week, and Nick, you just sent me it, and you go, "Here, watch this." Yeah. And I was like, "Thank you." And
Wait, and that's
turned
what
me
it was?
around. Yeah. And it was the Gangnam Style, and it made me happy after
because the video he's doing like a hop along dance.
Yeah, sometimes that can be what you need.
Yes,
that goofball little thing. So
speaking of goofballs,
I don't know. We haven't met him yet, but I'm looking forward to this.
I think he is one.
All right,
I've been told.
Well, he's part of the club then for sure. Recently acquired by the Flyers, comes from Columbus Blue Jackets. By the way, the all-time leader with 6 hat tricks for the team.
Oh, I like that.
We want to see some of those here. It'd be a pretty sweet deal. Please welcome number 89, a right winger, Mr. Cam Atkinson. What's up, Cam? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Doing well, no problem. Where are you as we speak?
I am currently in Columbus right now.
Okay, and question: Where we need to find out a little bit about you, where you're from, where'd you grow up, and all that.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Greenwich, Connecticut. I have 5 brothers back home. Actually, going to go see them Sunday, and then make my way to Philly the following Sunday. Excited, obviously, join the Flyers organization.
Nice.
Heard nothing but good things about obviously living in Delco. So I think we're looking at
gonna be in Delco.
Looking at the home in Delco, Casey.
That's awesome.
That's a spot to be, I think. So looking at that area right now.
All right. So where do you fall in the line of 5 brothers?
I'm right in the middle.
The middle.
In the middle.
I'm a middle child,
Third
too.
child.
Yeah.
All right. And what about hockey and the rest of the family? When you get 5 brothers, there's more than one that's going to play hockey usually.
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, it was kind of a gong show growing up. My brother, that's 2 years older than me, went to prep school, Avon Old Farms with me, and then went to Boston College as well, where we obviously both played with Kevin Hayes, the mayor of Philly. But yeah, so he's the only brother that pursued it to an extent. Other than that, all the rest of the brothers play men's league.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's cool. And have you ever jumped into one of their men's league just for fun to play around and show them how it's
and
done?
just kill them?
No, you know what? It's no. I've heard too many horror stories with high stick to the face or getting into fights and stuff like that. So,
Oh, man.
I let them do that. I let them do that work.
I'll tell you something. Nick and I were at a charity event one time, a hockey charity event, and that was one of the most brutal hockey matches I ever saw in my life.
So
So,
it's cops versus firefighters,
yeah, I think it was for Officer Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a wise man for not doing that. Just stick to the main sport.
Exactly.
Wow.
So besides Kevin Hayes, Cam, are you buddies with anybody else on the Flyers? You know Drew at all, or do you know any of the guys just from playing or working out in off season, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously at Boston College, I played against JVR when he was at UNH. One of my best buddies and my wife's best friend are the Hartnells. So, he said obviously nothing but great things about all the guys on the team. And, once you play these guys a bunch, you get to know them through friends or other teammates. And a lot of them have reached out and, just excited to join the boys. It sounds like, we have a pretty good locker room and, we're going to win the cup. So excited about that.
Nice. And listen, dude, there's a lot to explore and for you to learn about Philadelphia. You've heard, tell of Delco, but and Columbus is a great town. It's a pretty town. I've been there before. But,
College town.
Yeah, Philly's another level though.
Yeah.
Are you a foodie? You into digging into the culture and stuff of cities?
No, absolutely. I have nothing but great things to say about Columbus, but excited about this next chapter in my family's life, and definitely a foodie, history buff to an extent. Always wanted to learn about the culture and the city and the community, obviously, and giving back. So excited about this next venture.
And are you aware that to us here, Rocky is a real person? There's no two ways about it.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us, and listen, we're going to be one of the more informal interviews that you have here in Philadelphia, as opposed to getting the X's and O's and all the numbers and all that. So we want to find out. We talk about personal stuff and just what you're into and everything. But tell us a little bit about your family, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I have 2 boys. Actually, when I got traded, it was my oldest Declan's 3rd birthday. So that was a pretty eventful day. But
wow.
I got a 3-year-old and a 17-month-old boy, Caden. So the family's getting bigger and bigger, and it's family's the most important thing in my world, and obviously super excited that I'm even closer to Connecticut, where my mom and dad and brothers will be able to come watch us play.
Yeah, those are cool names, by the way. Declan and Caden, are those family names, or did you guys just gravitate toward them a different way?
No, we just gravitated toward them. My 3 older brothers have red hair, and Declan was actually born with a full set of red hair. So, we weren't sure if we were going to call him Caden or Declan, but, obviously with the red head, we chose Declan. And then Caden was born with a full set of blonde hair. So got a mixed bag, but, they already got their Flyers gear. They're rocking it almost every day. And, of course, they got a bunch of gritty stuff.
Oh, yeah, you got to have that. Gotta have that.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, Gritty, man. Gritty's when the day we saw, when they debuted Gritty and we saw the picture, we were like, no, what are you doing? And the next day, Gritty came to the station and we're like, this is the greatest thing ever.
We got it.
Greatest thing ever. So Gritty rules this town.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I think everyone thought the same thing. What the heck is going on with this? And, became a phenom. Everyone gravitates toward Gritty. Even my wife. I mean, she's a stuffed animal Gritty as well. So,
all right, Cam, what shows are you into? What do you watch? What's your favorite?
Honestly, lately I haven't really been watching too much TV. I'm trying to think of the latest that my wife and I watched.
No Ted Lasso for you?
Ted Lasso?
Honestly, I haven't got into any of that.
Okay.
Entourage was my big big show. I like to watch that on repeat.
Are you a Real Housewives kind of guy?
Yeah, I tend to dabble occasionally. But yeah.
All right, how about movies? Are you into any of the franchises, the Marvel universe, or any of that?
No, it's like I said, I'm not. I feel like I don't have any time. I'm either with the boys, playing some sports on the sports court that we have here in Columbus.
You're a committed father, and you're a professional who invests time into his sport, so we can't comprehend that.
Right.
So.
Although it'll be interesting, Cam, as your boys grow up, because when they start getting into, say, the Marvel universe or whatever, it will force you into it. So like it might be
without question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just give it some time, and all of a sudden you're going to become and be forced to become a Spider-Man fan or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, my boys, Declan loves Spider-Man and Superman. He's a big Blippi fan right now. I'm not sure if you guys
no, what's Blippi?
Have seen Blippi.
What is Blippi?
It's like he's like a knockoff of, who is he? Like not Peter, or no, what's his name? I forget the guy's name.
Not Peter North.
Pee Wee Herman.
Paul Rubens. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's and it's actually pretty educational. I mean, I watch them, like, I learned so much crap on there that I saw. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, legit. When my kids were young, same thing. I mean, I go watch these goofy little shows, and I'm like, I never knew that was made in export to Brazil.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, on my days off, I tend on just putting Blippi on YouTube and try learning things on the fly. But yeah. That's what we got going on.
As an athlete, and when you obviously, and right now you're relocating your family. They're younger, so the impact, it's not like they're, firmly entrenched in schools and stuff like that. But is it the kind of thing that you sit down and, do you get a consensus? Do you check with them first and make sure everyone's on board, even though obviously your kids are younger? But I'm sure it's something that you have to consider, right?
No, absolutely. My oldest, obviously Declan, who's 3, we had him enrolled in a school here that he was about to start middle of August. So luckily he's young enough.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're best friends with the Hartnell. So my wife and Katie Hartnell, both of our boys are going to the same pre-K next year. So makes that transition a lot easier for my wife, who's kind of in charge of all that.
Oh, it's a perfect fit.
That's cool. And Scott's been a long time friend of the show too, and now does the local TV, which is great. So it's cool to have that connection with the Hartnell family. I do want to ask you a hockey related question, Cam, because last season and last year and a half has been so weird for everybody, including the sports world, and for hockey in particular, there was no training camp. There was it was just the season began and nobody quite knew how to get into the regular season because there was no real practice beforehand. This year, it's going to be different from that, assuming things go the way that they've been going. So there is a training camp that's planned, and the Flyers are going to be a very different team this year. A lot of trades, a lot of movement. They announced yesterday that Brian Elliott's going to the Lightning, so it's going to be a different team than they were last year. Is that? Is it almost like a fresh start for not only you but for everybody else coming into training camp because it was so different last year?
Absolutely. I mean, last year was an absolute gong show for everyone with no fans and, the debate on whether we're even going to have a season. So, times are somewhat going back to normal, and with training camp and the exhibition games and just having fans in the building, I think that's the most important thing. We play for fans, and, it was tough playing those games last year with no fans. It was almost like exhibition games. So it was hard to kind of get motivated and get your energy up. But with all the changes that Chuck Fletcher and the rest of the crew have done for the Flyers organization, I mean, just look at the roster. It gives everyone a fresh start, but we're also bringing in a lot of veteran guys. And, the time is now to win. And I couldn't be more excited about this opportunity for me as well. Just have a fresh start and do what I do as far as a hockey player and bring my energy and goal scoring and all that good stuff.
We can promise you that the Stanley Cup parade here in Philadelphia would be unparalleled.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because this city has been waiting for this for the longest time. So, yeah, it's very, the level of excitement is far more than you would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, there's no excuses anymore for this club. So, like I said, super excited about this opportunity, to say the least.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it, Cam. We're glad you're on board, man. We'll meet you in person when you get to Philly, but can't wait for you to come in and make things happen. But it's nice to meet you, and thanks for coming on this morning.
Yeah, great meeting you guys too as well, and thanks for having me.
You got it. Cam Atkinson, guys.
Very nice guy.
Really nice guy. And a dude can score goals.
Yes.
Which is phenomenal. So, he's second in the Blue Jackets history. I mean, they have a shorter history. They're an expansion team, but he's second for games played, goals, and points. So he puts it in the net.
Yeah, and it's just cool to have a relationship with those guys. They come to Camp Out for Hunger every year, and it's nice to build it with a new guy coming to town.
So here's the thing I was going to bring up right before we went on with him and forgot to mention is today, 40 years ago, MTV premiered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
40 years ago. Now, I do remember that because I'm 140, but I do. And I remember the big build-up to it. I remember there was like a ticking clock. I remember all of that stuff.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, yeah. And
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So,
Kathy, yeah.
Shut up.
So your dad was still with Janis Joplin at the same time.
Where I was, we didn't get the debut of MTV. Yeah. It came in, like, I guess, a couple of months later because cable companies were still picking it up.
So it was in New York?
Were you in New York?
Yes.
That's where it was.
Absolutely.
And you got the debut of it.
Yeah.
So
it was wild.
Around here, MTV at that time was channel 31.
That's right.
Yes.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, it was 31 forever.
Yeah.
Because by the time I got here, it was still 31.
And then VH1 was 41.
VH1 came in later, and then you had VH1 Classics, and you had MTV2, and you had that was when it was on firm ground as an empire and a music industry decider, and it went from. So the big thing in the beginning was, of course, I want my MTV, and then there was the fact that you could get you could have it play through your stereo. So that was, you could have stereo music from your TV, and that was the big push.
But also, it was, I think, a great entree for anybody who was just into music and finding new music. It wasn't like, listen, you listen to MMR, you're going to get rock music, right? If you watched MTV, you got everything. You got rap and rock and pop and, country and all of it.
And I remember explaining to people who hadn't seen it what it was, and that description was kind of funny. It's like, no, okay, it's like the radio, but on television you actually see these people. They make like these short movies about songs, and they act them out, and it was just kind of weird trying to explain to people what it was.
So my first radio station was WBAB, and then I went to WDRE, which had just become WDRE after being WLIR. At that point in the music industry, these artists would routinely make these videos, as you're saying, Preston, short films. It's kind of a promotional thing they give to the record companies. Hey, look at this. Here's a visual representation. Yep. A lot of those artists tended to be on the progressive alternative side, like the Buggles and like the Tubes and artists that would become like mainstays of MTV, and that's why you saw a lot of that happening. And so some of the more classic artists had to sort of catch up and get their videos done. But that's why you saw this wide smattering of bands you'd never heard of, because they just had all these videos sitting around, and that's what they populated early MTV with.
Let's keep in mind that MMR was somewhat represented at the beginning of MTV.
Absolutely.
Mark Goodman.
That's right.
Was actually the first personality to be on there.
Wow.
I think we have a clip. Marissa, did you send over the clips? There should be a clip from this morning, Casey, about Mark Goodman. And first, let's do actually the countdown to the very, very start.
Right. Oh, hang on a second. I got to get you that. Hang on one second. Because I had it and then I lost it. And MTV Launch Countdown.
Yep. I'm sorry. I jumped around a little bit.
Ready to go here.
All right. This was the very beginning. This is how it all rolled out. Before this, there was nothing, and then this.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have main engine start.
Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
And that iconic jingle that they used forever, and they ran with the Moon Man thing and
forever.
And that was their theme.
That's the award they used to give.
And then we have a clip of Mark Goodman. I think this might have been the first break on there. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of the mission statement.
Not only am I real excited that my very favorite sneakers could be here with me tonight, but we are all very excited here at MTV to be bringing you the best music all day, every day. But we're also going to cover the music world from coast to coast, and we do mean that. All 50 states, every day. We're going to have special reports for you from across the nation on almost any subject that relates to music.
And you can hear in the background the Buggles, Video Killed the Radio Star. So that was the first video played.
Right.
I've got the list of the first 15 videos that were played.
Yeah, please.
If you want to know what
go
all
ahead.
rolled out.
Well, I'm just interested because I essentially have only been alive for, with MTV around. So I was just curious as to what it actually did to sort of change the face of music. What were you guys doing before MTV?
It was first off, they were able to recycle, as I said before, all these promotional videos that nobody was using. I think Bob Pittman, one of the founders of MTV, said, "Here's a way to start incorporating that." But Preston, it became a seismic. It built slowly, taking up as more and more people got access to it.
Right.
But once it was in enough homes, it became sort of a tectonic shift in the way marketing took place for the music industry.
Case, I remember immediately becoming fascinated with it when I first saw it. I was like, I've never seen anything like this, because what you had before that were the albums and the album cover.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Or a magazine like Circus Magazine and some of these others, Cream and Rolling Stone, where you could look at pictures
So
that
at
were
13,
taken. But what you didn't have were these essentially vignettes of the songs. And also it was like, I remember telling people, what if a song happened in real life?
Right.
And that's kind of the whole thing behind it.
It was just clipped, like a clipped concert. Yeah,
some of them were.
Some of it was like that, and that was fine. But there were so little videos in the initial run, Preston, that you'd see the same ones over and over again.
Yeah, the rotation
and then
was
as
tight.
it started to fill out, you'd go home and say, you'd sit there waiting for the video that you really wanted to see, like the radio, when you would record a song, or I hope they play this tonight. And that was the same sort of vibe.
At 13, Preston, prior to MTV's launch, what were you listening to, and what did MTV turn you on to that you maybe wouldn't have found without it?
At the time, I was way into the Beatles. I always have been, but that's when I was really, really into them. But man, whatever came on the radio, and at that time, it was,
The Fix and stuff like that?
No, The Fix wasn't until much later, until that was like mid-80s, like 80, 85, 86. But, or maybe there was a little bit earlier than that. But at that time, I don't know, man.
Okay.
The first videos, I remember there was a lot of Pete Townsend. There was Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
Let me run through the list. First 15 videos were the Buggles, who killed the Video Killed the Radio Star. Number 2 is Pat Benatar, You Better Run. Great song. Number 3, Rod Stewart, She Won't Dance. I don't remember that tune. The Who, You Better, You Better, You Bet.
Yep.
PhD, couldn't tell you who they are. Little Susie's on the top, or on the up. Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore.
Yeah, I like that song.
How's that song go?
It's so funny how we don't talk anymore. Ba-da-da-da. Then you had The Pretenders, Brass in Pocket.
Yep.
Todd Rundgren, Time Heals. REO Speedwagon, Take It on the Run. Styx, Rockin' to Paradise. This one I don't remember. Robin Lane and the Chartbusters, When Things Go Wrong. Split Ends.
Yep.
With History Never Repeats. Don't remember that song. 38 Special, Hold On Loosely.
That's a good song.
April Wine with Just Between You and Me. And then the 15th one was Rod Stewart and the song Sailing.
I don't give MTV enough credit for how important it was to my life growing up. And Friday Night Video Fights, The top 20 video countdown. I can't remember when that debuted, if that was, not that when it debuted, but what night of the week it aired. But like I sat and I watched that, and that was important for me to see if, the Reflex still stayed as number one.
Some of the earliest videos that I remember were Who Can It Be Now from Men at Work. There was a solo song from Roger Daltrey called Free Me.
Yes.
And they played that over and over and over. Those two really stand out in my mind. From those early days of MTV.
Okay, so hang on a second. What are those armadillos? The Men at Work video, Laying Down Under. Did that have the armadillo in it?
I don't remember.
It had them in the outback. It had
they were out in the desert and stuff.
Yeah, there was. But you know what? Also, if you stop and think about what it did for the music industry, it also changed the way commercials. It changed the way that. There were some general approaches to directing films and television that changed. It was a much more, quick staccato.
Yep.
1, 2, cut. 1, 2, cut.
Yep. They changed production and made it. And they were trying avant-garde things. They were trying weird things just for fun.
You could. There were a whole bunch of directors that moved on to, to feature films that started in videos.
Yeah.
You know what video I can't watch anymore, but as a kid I watched it all the time. But like you talk about those jump cuts, Steve.
Yeah.
Legs from ZZ Top.
Yep.
There are. I mean, it's a cut it seems like every half second, every full second.
Watch those and watch it now on your average show. 1, 2, cut. 1, 2, and that's the way they do it. You don't get those sort of long one shots for a while.
Right.
So two sets of videos that made impact on me growing up. The first really was Michael Jackson. When Beat It hit, when Thriller hit. I mean, Thriller was an event when that came out, and that record was so huge.
That was a union. That was the marriage, so to speak, Nick. That propelled both of them.
To me, that's the pinnacle of it. And it's early on in MTV's days, but that was 83, 84. And I was, coming of age. I was 8, 9 years old or whatever. And that was event television. And watching those videos and waiting for Thriller to come back on because it was such a huge hit was really impactful on me when I was that young. And then the Aerosmith Run DMC Walk This Way video.
Yeah.
I remember, I didn't know Aerosmith very well. I knew a little bit about Run DMC. And then the marriage of the two, I think that was 86 or 87. It really obviously became a resurgence for Aerosmith in their entire career. And so I remember that having a massive impact on me too.
Video debuts, we were debuting the new song from whatever, Duran Duran or whatever.
Yeah. It was a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah. Hang on, Casey. Here's an answer about the armadillo.
Yep.
I'm going to go to Bill. Hey, Bill, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Bill?
MTV introduced me to the group that had the armadillos working on it, The Clash.
The Clash.
That's what it
That's
was.
it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock the
Nice.
Casbah.
Casbah.
Turn me on to The Clash. I still love it.
Excellent. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. We have a clip of Nina Blackwood. She was one of the original MTV VJs, along with Mark Goodman, Alan Hunter, and Martha Quinn, and J.J. Jackson, of course. I love J.J.
He passed
Triple
away,
J.
yeah.
He died 2004. Here's a clip of Nina.
I was working with people out in Los Angeles that also had the vision that video music was going to be something to be reckoned with in the future. So I was already kind of doing that in an experimental fashion, and then came across in Billboard magazine an article about MTV looking for on-air talent, and it was just a hand-in-glove fit, basically.
Mm-hmm. When we had the 50th anniversary of MMR at the Foundry, I think it was that where we had?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so Mark Goodman was there, Carol Miller, his ex-wife, a legendary MMR DJ. I don't know if she did anything with MTV, but there were a lot of the people associated with those early days of MTV were there because they were also associated with MMR.
Mark Goodman came out to the MM barbecue one time, and he came over and introduced himself to us. He was like, I wanted to meet you guys.
He is
which
so
was
cool.
really cool.
You're like,
man.
I wanted to meet you.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
man.
the funny thing is, if you look at the original cast, you had, Nina was the sort of the goth, crazy girl, and whereas Martha Quinn was the girl next door.
Yep.
Preston, I had the same exact moment at the 50th reunion. I tapped Kevin Gunn and I was like, "Oh my God, is that Mark Goodman?" He's like, "Do you want to meet him?" I was like, "Yeah. Can you say hi?" And I started shaking, like, "Hi, Mark Goodman." And someone's like, "Hey, is this Marissa, producer of Preston and Steve show?" He's like, "Oh, Preston and Steve." And I was like, "You know us?"
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So they, another early video was Fashion from David Bowie.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Yes,
that
all
was
that.
another one I remember.
Oh, those, and that helped Bowie, reignite his career as well. There were a lot of careers that were reignited. There was a lot of, again, at that time, I loved, Depeche Mode and Erasure and the Smiths and all of these kind of bands and this sort of thing. Yeah, and it was
synth alternatives.
It really didn't hit with me until probably around 1984 was when I really got into it. And I think, like Van Halen and you had mentioned Michael Jackson, and I think that's but I also think it took a little while for the bands to sort of come around and do
Start
it right.
making them. Yeah. Dire Straits with Money for Nothing, and then also the Walk of Life, which was just sports highlights. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And there was no production in that video. All they did was take sports highlights and put it to the music. But Money for Nothing. That
was computer graphics.
That was pretty groundbreaking.
Computer graphic. They did rotoscoping, and then they had actual computer-generated animations.
But I also feel like sometimes the video kind of took away from the song, like Sledgehammer. I never realized how great a song Sledgehammer was. I don't think I heard it on the radio. I had only seen the video, and I didn't care for the video that much.
Well, sometimes what would happen is that and it's part of the process. And when you hear a song, you create a video in your mind of what you think it means. And so sometimes that would be in conflict to the imagery that they went with, or they go with something goofy, and you're like, no, this song means more to me than what they did.
Right.
But other times it would be great. I think the video for U2's "All I Want Is You" with the circus and the cross. The little person who's in love with the trapeze artist, and that's a little theatrical film there. It's beautiful.
Or how about like the Cars? You might think that video it was like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he's on the fly?
He's the fly.
Yeah. Some of the early ones that I remember that were just a lot. I loved the one-hit wonder ones like Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, and Men Without Hats, Safety Dance, and
Big Country.
Big Country, that was another good one. So the one-hit wonders had a new place to go to as well, and that was a lot of fun too, seeing some of those, man. Wow. All right. Well, anyhow, it's 40 years ago that debuted. Thought it was worth recognizing. We need a break. Let's give away some more goodies here. How about some Kona? I have a case of Kona Spiked Island Seltzer. It's a variety pack. And we'll take caller number 12 at 215-263. Let's take caller 12 and 13 at 215-263 WMMR. It's beer made with passion, quality, and a whole lot of Hawaii. It's Liquid Aloha from Kona Brewing Company, and you can enjoy Kona's Big Wave on tap at Kona. Let me try this again. You can try Big Wave on tap and Kona Seltzers at Creekside Sports Bar and Grill. That's in Limerick. Indoor, outdoor seating, beautiful patio, picturesque golf course views, and a great event space. Visit CreeksideSportsBar.com. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.